I told y'all stop playing with 50 Cent. Stop playing with Mr. Curtis Jackson. That nigga not the one to be fooled with. Oh my God! Not only does this man end careers make you pay him and make you look dumb, he don't give no damn, he don't give no fucks. He do it strategically. He got a documentary on T.I. and they family coming. Boy, the Diddy documentary was crazy good. Oh, it's over for these niggas.
50 Cent just went quiet. And if you know what happened the last time 50 Cent went quiet, you already know T.I. and Tiny should be terrified right now. But nobody is asking the right question yet, because this is not a rap beef. This is not two rappers going back and forth on Instagram. What 50 Cent just did, with one post he deleted before most people even saw it, is something that should make every single person in hip-hop nervous. He did not write a diss track. He did not go on a podcast. He did not call T.I. out by name. He announced a documentary. And the last time 50 Cent announced a documentary, the person it was about lost everything. But here is what nobody is talking about yet.
He working on something. Y'all know how 50 is. He gonna let them think they won, and then as soon as the dust settle, pow, he gonna come get them. Just watch.
Y'all see, not too many people are on here taking up for T.I. because they themselves, they scared of 50. They scared of 50 because they know that 50 Cent do not let up. And 50 Cent, he is going to like, he gonna dig up them secrets, baby. And he is not going to let it.
To understand what 50 Cent just set in motion, you have to understand one thing about how this man operates. He does not fight back right away. He lets you think you won. He lets the crowd move on. He lets the blogs stop writing. He lets you post on Instagram like everything is normal. He lets the dust settle. And then, when you have completely forgotten he was ever watching, he comes. That is not a theory. That is a pattern. And the people who have been paying attention already know what is coming. One person online said it better than anyone else could. He going to let them think they won. And then as soon as the dust settle, pow, he going to come get them. Just watch. That is exactly right. And here is what makes T.I.'s situation different from every other person 50 Cent has ever targeted. Nobody is defending him. Think about that. T.I. is one of the biggest names in hip-hop history. King of the South, multi-platinum, 20 years in the game. He has fans everywhere. And right now, silence. No rappers are coming to his defense. No industry friends are posting in his corner. Nobody is saying anything. One person online noticed it immediately. Y'all see not too many people are on here taking up for T.I. because they themselves, they scared of 50. They scared of 50 because they know that 50 Cent does not let up. That silence is not loyalty. That silence is fear. And fear in hip-hop only looks like that when people know something. When the people around you already have a feeling about what is in the dark. They do not stand next to you when the lights come on. 50 Cent is not just targeting T.I. He is digging. And the people who know what is buried are staying very, very far away from the hole. 50 Cent is going to dig up them secrets, baby. And he is not going to let up. He has not let up on anyone. Not once. Not ever. But here is the part that nobody has connected yet. Why this particular moment? Why this particular target? And why the timing of this announcement is not random.
Some would say that 50 is just rocking everybody to sleep, waiting for his perfect opportunity to strike. Okay? Might not be boss, because again, we seen what he did with Diddy. You know, he'll make a movie out your ass. He'll make a documentary out you.
He about to make a doc.
Listen, I don't know.
I'm hearing through the grapevine.
Come on,
because you know, it's some rumors out there allegedly with T.I. and Tiny and the SAN and all that, right?
Come on.
Let me know if I'm wrong, man. I'm hearing that 50 may be, you know, behind the scenes cooking up a docu-series on him. I don't know.
Everyone thought this was just 50 Cent doing what 50 Cent does. Posting memes, talking noise, keeping his name in the algorithm. People see 50 go at somebody on Instagram and they think, okay, this is entertainment. This is the beef cycle. It will die down in 2 weeks. That is what T.I.'s camp thought too. They were wrong. Because now a second source is confirming what the deleted post already hinted at. One commentator put it plainly. Some would say that 50 is just rocking everybody to sleep, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. We've seen what he did with Diddy. He'll make a movie out your ass. He'll make a documentary out you, rocking everybody to sleep. That phrase should stop you cold. Because that is exactly what happened with Diddy. The jokes came first, then the memes, then the silence. Then the documentary dropped, and the whole world changed overnight. And now, through back channels, through the grapevine, through the people who move in those circles, something is being confirmed. I'm hearing through the grapevine, because you know it's some rumors out there, allegedly with T.I. and Tiny and the SA and all that. I'm hearing that 50 may be, behind the scenes, cooking up a docu-series on them. A docu-series. Not a diss track, not a podcast appearance. A full docu-series. Built around the sexual assault allegations that multiple women brought forward against T.Y. and Tiny starting in 2020. The same allegations that went to the FBI. The same allegations that disappeared from the headlines and never got resolved. 50 Cent found them, picked them up, and is reportedly building a production around them right now. And here is what makes this different from gossip. 50 Cent has already done this. He did not just tweet about Diddy, he produced an entire documentary, found distribution, and released it to millions of people. He has the infrastructure, he has the relationships, he has the blueprint. The question was, never can he do it. The question is, how far along is he? And what has he already found? But the thing that nobody is saying out loud yet is what this actually means for T.I. and Tiny. Not their reputation, not their legacy.
Several women have publicly accused the couple of mingle-tingle misconduct. And every time they slip right through, they did not get nowhere with the court system. And a lot of people feel like the reason why they didn't get anywhere through the court system is the same reason why Jay-Z's son, Ramir, can't get anywhere. They got connections, they pay people off, and they get what they want. So this is why a lot of people feel like everybody that then came forth on T.I. and Tiny, it slips right through, and it get brushed under the rug. But I think also T.I. and Tiny is very good at hiding their stuff. They make sure when they got somebody coming over and they don't have their mingle tingle sessions and this and that and this, they take their phones and all of that stuff. So they don't have no way of getting no proof, y'all. They don't have no way. Other than probably them calling them saying, come on, and this and that and this. They probably in the call log or something like that. But other than that, they have no proof. And this is why they can't get anywhere. And it's their word against T.I. and Tiny. And it's two of them. And of course, they are not going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. They're not. If they doing something they're not supposed to be doing. But yeah, y'all, they saying that 50 is interviewing. And I told y'all this a couple days ago. I said, word on the street is 50 Cent is interviewing people for this documentary. And lo and behold, here we go. Here
is the part nobody has been able to explain. How does someone get accused by that many women and walk away every single time? Because it was not luck. Several women have publicly accused T.I. and Tiny of misconduct. And every single time, they slipped right through. They did not get anywhere with the court system. And a lot of people feel like the reason they did not get anywhere is the same reason other powerful people never get touched. They got connections. They pay people off, and they get what they want. Think about how that actually works in real life. It is like a game where one team owns the referees. You can play perfectly. You can follow every rule. You can show up with everything you have. And it does not matter because the calls are never going to go your way. The other team already made sure of that before the game even started. That is what these women were walking into every single time they tried to go through the system. And it goes deeper than just money and lawyers. Everybody that came forth on T.I. and Tiny, it slips right through and they get brushed under the rug. They make sure when they got somebody coming over, they take their phones and all of that stuff. So they don't have no way of getting no proof, no phones. That is not an accident. That is a system, a deliberate, repeated step built specifically to make sure nothing could ever be recorded. Nothing could ever be saved. Nothing could ever be used. You do not take someone's phone by accident once. You build it into the routine because you already know what is coming, and you already know you cannot afford a single piece of evidence to exist. So, when those women went to report what happened, they had nothing physical to show. It's their word against T.I. and Tiny, and it's two of them. And of course, they are not going to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They're not. If they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing, 2 against 1, every time. With money behind them, with connections behind them, with a system that was never built to believe the person with the least power in the room. The court could not touch them. But a documentary does not need a phone recording. It does not need physical evidence that was never allowed to exist. It needs people willing to sit in front of a camera and speak. And according to what is coming out right now, 50 Cent is already in those rooms. They're saying that 50 is interviewing people for this documentary. And lo and behold, here we go. Here we go. Every wall they built, the NDAs, the lawyers, the connections, the phones taken at the door, none of it stops a camera. None of it stops a woman who has already decided she is done being silent. And those women tried the system. The system failed them.
And these people were saying the same thing that Diddy was doing. Giving people stuff against their will and taking advantage of them. This is what other people are saying that T.I. and Tiny has been doing for years. Y'all. So y'all wonder why he's beefing with somebody that put a documentary out about Diddy, and Diddy does the same similar things that he does? I told y'all this is where this is stemming from. And not to mention T.I. needs some money right now. He got a big family that he got to take care of. And they got to still hold up a certain image. Like they still have money. So y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Now, it all makes sense. People kept asking why 50 Cent picked T.I. specifically. Out of everyone he could have gone after. Out of every beef he has ever had in this industry. Why T.I.? Or why now? Why this hard? And the answer has been sitting in plain sight the whole time. Y'all wonder why he's beefing with somebody that put a documentary out about Diddy. And Diddy does the same similar things that he does. I told y'all, this is what this is stemming from. The same similar things. Let that land. 50 Cent spent months deep inside the Diddy story, talking to sources, reviewing allegations, sitting with producers going through everything that had been reported, everything that had been buried, everything that survivors had described behind closed doors. He knows that world better than almost anyone outside of law enforcement right now. And when he looked at what people were saying about T.I. and Tiny, he recognized it. These people are saying the same thing that Diddy was doing, giving people stuff against their will and taking advantage of them. This is what other people are saying that T.I. and Tiny has been doing for years. For years. Not once. Not a rumor. A pattern that multiple people have described, stretching back years. That sounds like the same playbook, the same environment, the same abuse of power that the Diddy documentary pulled into the light and showed the world. Remember where you were when the Diddy story broke wide open? Remember the feeling of watching someone who had been untouchable for decades, someone who had been rumored about, whispered about, protected by the entire industry, finally get exposed. Remember how fast everything collapsed once the camera showed up, once the women sat down, once the story had a face and a voice and could not be dismissed anymore. That is the feeling 50 Cent is about to recreate. And here is what makes this even more devastating than the Diddy situation. Diddy had already lost his public image before the arrest. The freak-off videos, the hotel footage. The industry had already started to distance itself. The fall had already begun when the handcuffs came. T.I. still has people who believe in him, still has fans defending him, still has a family brand that people grew up watching on television. That is exactly what a documentary destroys first, and 50 Cent knows it. Which is why what comes next is not going to be surface level. They're probably going to go into all the little itty-bitty details on everything that went down, because they didn't put everything in that paperwork when they did that lawsuit. So, y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned. Here we go. They did not put everything in the paperwork. There is more. Things that were too specific, too sensitive, too dangerous to include in a public court filing. Details that the women held back because they were afraid. Information that investigators gathered and never released. All of it sitting somewhere, waiting for a camera crew with no legal restrictions and no reason to hold back. That is what is coming. And T.I.'s family, his children, his legacy, everything he rebuilt after prison is about to be standing directly.
Another thing that I just heard is T.I. and Tiny just sent out cease and desist to 50 Cent. How you gonna start this and then now you want to shut it down? How you gonna start it and now you want to stop it? They don't want to get put on blast like P. Diddy now? Because it's probably more people going to come forth than the ones that we know about. Because I think it's 3 that we know of. So what about the others? That probably was feeling like, if they didn't get nowhere, I ain't going to get nowhere either. But this documentary is a whole different ballgame. Just like it was for R. Kelly. it opened up the doors so that the floodgates, okay, y'all? Everybody started just coming in.
T.I. and Tiny just made the biggest mistake of this entire situation. They sent 50 Cent a cease and desist, a legal letter, telling Curtis Jackson to stop, to stand down, to walk away from a documentary he has not even officially announced yet. And the internet had one immediate reaction. How are you going to start this? And then now you want to shut it down? How are you going to start it? And now you want to stop it? They don't want to get put on blast like Diddy now. That is the question. Because here is what a cease and desist actually communicates when you send it to 50 Cent. It does not communicate strength. It does not communicate innocence. It communicates panic. It tells the world that you know what is in that documentary, that you have seen enough, heard enough, to know that whatever 50 Cent is building is dangerous enough to try to stop with a legal letter. Innocent people do not send cease and desist letters to documentaries about them. They sit down for an interview and tell their side. 50 Cent is not stopping. He has never stopped for anyone. He posted the Diddy documentary while Diddy's lawyers were screaming. He kept going while industry giants begged him privately to stand down. A piece of paper from TY's legal team is not going to do what nothing else has ever done. And now, because of that cease and desist, more people are paying attention than ever before, because it's probably more people going to come forth than the ones that we know about. But this documentary is a whole different ballgame, just like it was for R. Kelly. It opened up the floodgates. Everybody start just coming in. Remember surviving R. Kelly. Before that documentary, most people knew something was wrong. The rumors had been there for decades, but the women were scattered, isolated, each one alone with a story she thought nobody would believe. And then the cameras showed up, and one woman sat down, and then another saw her, and then another, and then another. And the floodgates opened, and R. Kelly went from untouchable to federal prison. That is not a coincidence. That is what happens when survivors finally see a door open wide enough to walk through. 50 Cent just kicked that door open for every woman who ever tried to come forward against T.I. and Tiny and got buried. Every woman who went to the LAPD. Every woman who contacted the FBI, every woman who signed something she did not want to sign because she had no other choice. They are watching this right now, all of them, and some of them are picking up the phone. The cease and desist did not slow this down. It announced to the entire world that something real is coming. It told every woman who has been silent that the story is no longer safe to bury. It told every blog, every podcast, every journalist that there is something worth finding. T.I. and Tiny tried to close a door that is already off its hinges, and 50 Cent is not even rushing. He is letting the cease and desist do his marketing for him, the same way he let the deleted post do it before. Every move they make in panic, he turns into fuel. So here is the question that nobody can agree on, and we want to know exactly where you stand. Is 50 Cent a hero, using his platform to get justice for women who the system failed and ignored? Or is he a man weaponizing sexual assault survivors as pawns in a personal revenge beef, where real people get hurt either way? Two sides. No easy answer. Drop your answer in the comments.